That Sober Guy podcast contains adult content, merciless truth, and emotional nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
I'm Shane Raymer. You're listening to the best of That Sober Guy podcast, and we help people stay sober. If it's your first time listening, I want to welcome you. I'm so glad that you're here today. Thank you for tuning in.
No goodbyes, just sneak to the
We will be back in 2024 with all new episodes and guests, so stay tuned for an awesome new year full of great content. Now, if you're looking to quit or cut back on your drinking through the holidays or as we approach the new year, we have one of the best 30-day alcohol-free challenges out there, and it's helped hundreds of men all over the country quit drinking alcohol. It's called Quit Drinking Dude, the ultimate men's guide to quit drinking alcohol and stay sober for 30 days or more. And in honor of the holiday season this year, we want to give you $25 off when you sign up today. You get 30 podcasts in 30 days, plus daily exercises and a private men's group to keep you connected and hold you accountable. You can sign up today and use the promo code 25 off. You got to spell it out, 25 off at checkout. And you can do that at thatsoberguy.com. You can also find more information as well as other podcasts, other resources, or you can contact us all once again at thatsoberguy.com. And on behalf of the Raymer family, we want to wish you all a very fun, a very happy, and of course, a very sober-minded holiday season. And we hope that you enjoy the best of That Sober Guy podcast. Is it possible to still have fun without alcohol? Interesting question. A question I hear often. And it was also the topic of our discussion in the Sober Guy Locals men's group this week, this past Wednesday. How do you have fun without alcohol? How do you still enjoy life? Is it possible? So some great discussion going on in there. And I thought it'd be a great topic for the podcast this week. Speaking of fun, as we get ready, the Raymer family, to go have some fun here soon down at the beach in Newport and Huntington and spend some time, go see some friends, do a little surfing, a little hanging by the beach, eat some good food, hang with some friends. And man, dude, I can't wait. It's a well-needed, very much needed break just to unplug for the week and go have some fun. But a lot of people would say, or maybe if you're early on in your, on this new path without alcohol in it, like how do you have fun? How do you go down to a place like Newport Beach and Huntington Beach, and where there's just, there's certain spots that it's very lot going on. It's party atmosphere depending on what time you go out. There's plenty of food and restaurants and bars and fun. And how do you go do that and still have fun and not have alcohol? And it's 100% possible. And I would argue that I have a lot more fun without that shit because I don't need it. And it's not true self when I was intoxicated back in the day. And I want to dive into that a little bit more in just a second here. But first, you can follow us on Instagram at That Sober Guy Podcast. I mentioned too, join us on the Sober Guy men's group on Locals. You can download the Locals app, or you can go to thatsoberguypodcast.locals.com and you can sign up there. It's a great men's group, and we got a lot of good dudes in there who are getting sober, who are staying sober, and who are finding fellowship in that. As a matter of fact, I wanted to go down. We got some dudes in there who are just getting after it, and I'm so proud of them. I'm so happy to be a part of the Locals Sober Guy group. So just a shout out to everyone. I'm looking at some of the posts in here today. David, he's got 90 days. So congratulations, David, 90 days on that. He's celebrating by going to the dentist. I don't know how that happened, but somehow he ended up having to go to the dentist. So David, apologies for the dentist, but man, congratulations on 90 days. So awesome. Shane is on day 10. Well, this is one day ago, so hopefully it's day 11 today. And he's just checking in on there, staying plugged in, which is huge, which is what it's all about. Just a reminder, we have the Wednesday men's meeting on there. So this isn't a 12-step meeting. It's just a Sober Guy men's group meeting. So obviously the goal of the meeting is, we're all trying to kick alcohol out of our lives, but it's also to further our lives and grow. be better men, husbands, fathers, entrepreneurs, explore things, create things, just better ourselves. And for me, the first step in doing that was cutting out alcohol. So if you're thinking like, man, I'd really like to try a meeting out, but you've heard bad things or you have stigma with, different types of meetings, whether it's at a church or, wherever it is. And I love those meetings personally. So I definitely want to point out, I'm not knocking those at all. They really did so much for me and continue to do so. So I would encourage anyone to check them out. But I do understand that there are people who they're not going to do that, just period. I've learned that over time. And so what this group does is it really helps. I hope that it helps to be kind of a bridge in between that for a meeting. It's almost like a mastermind in some sense. It's an hour-long meeting and we hang out and we talk and we have some fun at the same time. So you get that when you're part of the Sober Guy Men's Group, because I post the meeting in there too. What else we got going on there? We got Stefan, 139 days as I'm recording this today. So Stefan's been jumping in the Wednesday meeting. So it's been great to see you in there, bro. And thank you, man. I'm glad you're staying connected. And 139 days as of today, dude. That's awesome. Mark is on day 12, man. And early on there. So shout out to Mark. I know you're plugging along. We've talked a little bit through email and in Sober Guy too. Oops, my dryer button just went off. That's super loud. But Mark, dude, just good stuff. Stay plugged in. Keep doing one day at a time, doing the next right thing. Mark's taking the 90 or the 30-day quit drinking dude course as well. So, man, just keep doing those podcasts daily. Man, just stay plugged in. That's the biggest thing I tell guys, man. Just stay plugged in. Stay in the fellowship. Wherever that is, it just find somewhere. Find somewhere. If it's in your community, locally, if it's digitally, if it's a Sober Guy thing, I don't care. I just want to see dudes staying plugged in and having some community and some dudes around them to help build them up and support them. Noel, what's up, Noel? Noel, he posted on here about Sunday, happy sober Sunday. So this was a few earlier this week. But he was doing some barbecuing and just trying to do it one day at a time. And dude, it's different for everybody, and we've all had ups and downs through this thing. And Noel's a dude who keeps showing up, and man, he keeps doing the next right thing and doing the best he can. So it's great to see you, bro, in the meetings and and of course just staying plugged in the men's group and Sober Guys. So Theron, what's up, dude? See you're posting in there too. Awesome, dude. He's always got some good stuff to post. Who else? Jeremy, dude. Jeremy just recently celebrated 90 days, bro. So congratulations, Jeremy, on that. And dude, I hopefully I get to see Jeremy back in the meetings again soon. He's kind of had to just schedule. I know schedule stuff is different for everybody as well too. So, and let me just say this, and I'll stop there. There's more. Alex, man, what's up, Alex? So if I missed anybody, I'm just kind of scrolling down. But I interact, I see the posts, I'm posting my own stuff in there, and I just love to watch this group grow. And, I just want to say thank you too. And I want to encourage anyone out there who's listening. If you're not part of a fellowship, part of a group, hop in one. If you want it to be the locals one, we'd love to have you in there and just contribute and just be a part of it. So fellas, thank you again. I was going to say one more thing about the group, man. And then I just totally bombed it. I always love the music videos too. We're posting some music in there, sharing music and, just doing some fun stuff, man. Neil's another one, dude. I could just keep on going, but, I appreciate you guys, man. So, stay plugged in. That's the biggest thing. Okay. Now where the hell was I on? Let me bring this back up here. Let's see. All right. I did some updates to the website recently too. So for anyone who's new, maybe you're just tuning in for the first time to Sober Guy, go to thatsoberguy.com. Everything is there. Just revamped it a little bit. There's some podcasts there. There's some more resources. There's a contact form and also how you can get in touch with me if you'd like to work with me, if you're a corporate company, if you're just a person, if you're whatever it is, you know what I mean? There's a lot of different options on how we help people. So just very, very happy to get this like website stuff almost done. Seems like it's taking forever. And I get so dialed in. I talked to Static this morning about this a little bit, the ability to, it's like, I hate when I have to do stuff like redo stuff or work on a project, because once I get focused in on it, it's really hard to stop, and it annoys my wife, and I'm not present. So it's something that, I don't know if anyone relates to that. Like, you just get so dialed in, and it's a creative thing. I don't know, but I get after it, man. But at the same time, that's how you get shit done too. You have to have some of that to be able to get done and do all the things, if you want to do them. So good stuff. Let's talk about, is it possible to still have fun without alcohol? And the answer is hell yes, it is. I think you knew that already. Even though your mind might say, oh man, I don't know, man, that sounds kind of crazy. How would we do that? Here's the thing. Without alcohol, I get to be conscious in the moment. I get to be conscious in the moment. And alcohol robbed me of my consciousness for a long time, over 17 years. I was not conscious. I was not living in reality. I was not able to feel. I was not able to find my true self. I didn't know who that was. And therefore, I was not able to have fun because I didn't know who I was. The only way I knew I'd have fun, what I thought was fun, was by being intoxicated or high or both, or all of the above. But escaping reality, escaping self, escaping feeling, that was it. It robbed me of purpose. It robbed me of creative dreams I had. It robbed me of vision. It robbed me of being intelligent to some extent, of making good decisions, making smart decisions. Like, I wanted to be in the music business. I had no concept of business. I had concept of music. I just thought you partied and made a bunch of music, and then all of a sudden, like, you were awesome. I think I talked about this on the Payoff with Pete on Pete Souza's podcast recently. I thought there was a magic record fairy that was going to come down, and I had these visions and these dreams, but there was no action behind it. I had no drive behind it. My drive was to escape. And once I cut out alcohol, which led to me cutting out other substances, pills, other stuff, that's when the process of, I'll just call it thawing out, begun. And the reshaping of my mind, and the reshaping of my views, and the reshaping of how I viewed myself, my confidence, my place in this world as a father, as a husband, as a friend. I didn't know what that was, and I was scared of it. I was 100% scared. So you factor fear in there and all the other stuff I just said, which is one of the main components. It makes a recipe for disaster, a recipe that's not fun. It's existing, I'll say. And it was hard, actually, too. It was much harder to try to figure out how I was going to stay intoxicated and how I was going to, wiggle my way through life without getting caught, or without getting a DUI, or without getting divorced, or without go down the list. And at the end, I just became exhausted, plain and simple, was absolutely done. So now let's talk about the good, because I feel like that's qualifying enough. Tell you kind of how it was in a different sense, other than like telling my whole story. Now I get to be conscious. I talked on the Instagram. I think it was on one of my stories. It's probably gone now. I should have posted it up there, huh? Well, you know what I did? I actually posted it on. So I was on a friend of mine, Nick Rucker's podcast. It's called, is it Rut Country or Rad Country? I'm sorry. That's his Instagram handle. It's Rad Country Omaha, I think. And his podcast. And we talked a little bit about that, about the meaning of alcohol. Alcohol, Arabic term, means body eating spirit. I love, and I'm learning more about this. I'm reading more about it and making a lot of connections here between my own experience and this idea that alcohol robs us of our consciousness, which I truly believe. It's exactly what it did to me. It made me stuck. It took my spirit. It took my purpose. And it just subdued it for years. So once I got out of that and I started to thaw out and become conscious in the moment, my life started to change. Things started to change, from finances to health to attitude, learning how to be grateful, learning how to practice radical acceptance. And well, it started with just acceptance, and now I'm diving into this more thoughts of radical acceptance. That's super interesting to me right now. So I'm learning about that. I'm learning. It's a good way to put it. I'm learning. I'm growing. This 8.5 years since I stopped has been a constant learning process. And the day I stop learning is the day I might as well just fucking die. Right? Why? I don't know it all. I don't need to know it all. It's a lot easier just saying, I don't know. So with all that comes fun for me. I've learned and I continue to learn. And I'm not saying I run around doing fucking cartwheels every day. Excuse my F-bomb. I'm sorry about that. I've been dropping. I know some people like them and some people don't. And I'm kind of like that too. Like sometimes it just feels good to drop an F-bomb. And sometimes I'm like, ugh, and I kind of cringe when I hear it or if I slip and say one. I'm human. I don't know. I used to be a lot worse, and I'm glad I've cleaned it up for the most part, but I don't run around and do cartwheels every day because I'm having so much fun. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying genuine fun. Can we have genuine fun? Is it possible to have genuine fun without alcohol? And for me, it starts with being in the moment. It starts with being present. It starts with being conscious. Now, am I present 24/7, 100%? No. I honestly think unless you're just somebody who, there's meditation, prayer, like masters out there who may be pretty damn close to it. It's definitely not me though. But I do try my best to be conscious in the moment, to be in the moment. And that's how I get to have fun. So what I did is I made about a dozen. I listed out about a dozen ways that I have fun. These are just I didn't take a ton of time on this either. It's the first things that came to mind. It literally took me like 3 minutes, and I could keep going. There's a list of them, but these were like the first ones that came up. So number one was playing catch. I've been playing a lot of catch with my daughter and with my son because they're both, Lucy's playing softball, Cash playing baseball, playing catch. Do you know how much fun catch was as a kid? I loved playing catch. I still love I feel like a kid when I'm playing catch. I have fun, genuine fun while I'm doing that. I'm not intoxicated. I don't need a substance to help me to have fun. I literally have a great time playing catch with my kids. It's also spending time with them too. So I kind of kill two birds with one stone there. We're playing catch, which we both love to do. Sometimes it's the three of us. We're in a little triangle and I'm switching off from the softball to the baseball, throwing it back and forth, and we talk and we laugh and we have fun. Simple stuff, man. It's so much fun. I wouldn't have been able to do that 8.5 years ago. I wouldn't have been able to do that. Or if I did, I would have been in a big hurry. Probably because, who knows what or why. And I am in a hurry. Sometimes I take a break from work to go play catch. I'll go out in the backyard. So I'm calling out like my imperfections here. I'm not striving for perfection. I'm striving for excellence. I want to do the best that I can. So if I got 15 minutes to take a break and go play catch, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to try my best to be in that moment, even though I got to come back to work. That's just one example. Number two, watching a game. This came up in I think, was it Jason? Oh man, I didn't even give Jason a shout out in the locals group. He's one of our key, just foundational dudes in there, man. Been there since day one. So what's up, Jason? Number one, thank you for being such a great part of the locals fellowship. But number two, he brought this up in the Wednesday meeting about going to a game. And I so related to that, because I used to go to A's games and Raider games, a couple of Raider games, been to way more A's games than Raider games, but, definitely been to different events and games in particular. And it was always about drinking in the parking lot and whatever else was going on. And you might not even get in the game to watch the game till the 7th or 8th inning, or like Jason was talking about, like going in the bar and standing in line the whole game, trying to get your drinks because you're just constantly back and forth getting beer. You don't even watch the game. Now it's about watching a game. I sit there with my kids or by myself up. If I'm late at night, I'll put on some of the highlights or whatever, see what's going on. You know, I love baseball. So I love the game of baseball. I could care less about the corporate and money involved in it. So I want to actually be a little clear about that. That shit drives me crazy, but I love the game of baseball. You know, there's so much strategy. There's so many parts to it. And it's so fun to see it from a new angle and watch a game instead of being hammered and passed out or about to pass out and just not even caring about the game. It was only about drinking. That's fun now. So I got to move down this list, actually. Shoot, I could talk on each one of these forever, I realize. I could just keep going, but I can't do that today because I'm on a time schedule. Okay, so number 3, barbecuing. I have a Traeger now. I moved up to the Traeger. I didn't even know what a Traeger was like 2 years ago, so don't let it fool you. I'm not Master Chef or Master Manly Traeger guy, but I'll tell you what, I do like the shit out of that thing. It's so nice. And so I wasn't really sure, is it barbecuing or is it Traegering? Because technically you're not really barbecuing, but you're outside, so you're kind of barbecuing. How about the big dad shoes? You need the big white New Balances on too. You know, there's like that meme going around, if you saw it. You know this dude's queuing up some bomb-ass barbecue if he's got the white New Balances on and the white apron. So you know it's going to be good. Bomb. Is that still a relevant word, or did I just show how old my old ass is? I'm 40. I don't feel that old, but haven't said that in a long time. That's a bomb-ass. Oh, man, you're looking at some bomb-ass steak. I don't know what to say anymore. Who knows, dude? It's so weird getting old. Like shit, like you just can't, you're going to fall victim to time regardless. I don't care how cool you try to be or how cool you think you are, how cool I think I am. It's inevitable. You know, it is inevitable, period. Man, it's starting to rain. We're supposed to have a game tonight, man. I'm just like, the weather sucks. Okay. But it is. The weather is. I just have to accept it. Okay, shut up, Reamer. You're pissing yourself off now. Barbecuing. Barbecuing, and, you know, I love to sit out, though, on the Traeger. I'm going to move on just a sec, but I do just have, like, you know, a Pellegrino, have something out there just sipping on and hanging out outside. Sometimes I'll have a chew even while I'm doing it, and doing the little barbecue, man, just hanging out. That's fun to me. Like, I enjoy that. It's genuine fun. I used to barbecue and just get smashed. I thought it was fun at the time until I didn't remember what was going on. Felt like crap in the morning. No, not good. Don't have to do that anymore. All right, number 4, going on a walk. I'm going to move through these a little faster now. Number 4, going on a walk. So I love to walk. I've mentioned this many times on the podcast. They say that you live longer. I can't remember how much time it was. I want to say it was years though. If you walk after a 10 to 15 minute walk after every dinner. If you eat dinner, go on a walk for 10 to 15 minutes, do that 5 times a week, you're going to feel so much better. It helps with digestion. It helps get your blood moving. It helps just you feel better. And so I do a lot of walking with the dog, either in the morning, in the evening time. It drives my family crazy. So I always invite them. They just don't ever want to go. Sometimes they do. Like, what? Dad's going on another walk again. I like to walk, man. I like to do it silently, put some music on, maybe a podcast, 30, 45 minutes, and just get after it. It's great. And it's fun. Number 5, sitting in the hot tub. This one came up because Jess and I went and sat in the hot tub the other day. We had a little bit of time to ourselves without the kids, which rarely happens. And we said, hey, let's go hop in the hot tub for a minute. We can just hang out, just talk over at the gym. So we did that. That was fun to me. That's fun. I do that sometimes on the solo after a workout. I'll go sit in the hot tub after, sit in the sauna, sit in the hot tub. That is fun to me. And it's healthy. It's a good place to be. Now, right behind that, or in front of that, however you want to look at it, this number 6, check this one out. This is a new one. And I did this back in like middle school, PE, but I haven't done it in a long time. I used to I'm not doing that in PE because I was too cool. Playing pickleball. They have pickleball at our gym out on the tennis courts. And so Jess and the kids have been playing, and they said, hey, Dad, you going to come? And I had a little bit of time where I could get away for a minute, take a little break, take like an early lunch, go out, play for like 45 minutes. And it was so damn fun. We were joking around. I was like trying to act like John McEnroe on the pickleball court. We were making videos. We were cracking up, spending some great family time together, having fun. Genuine fun. That's genuine fun. Drinking till I fall over and hanging out with my buddies in the garage all fucking night. Well, there it goes again. Damn it, I can't stop it today. Oh, it's like its own entity when I start getting in that voice or that mode. But you know what I'm talking about? We're hanging with the boys. Nah, screw that. She just don't that stuff, son of a bitch. Going down that whole rabbit hole of just like drinking. And man, what it does to dudes. It's sad, actually. And I hate seeing it. And I hope that if you're hearing this and you're like, man, this asshole is kind of talking shit right now. I'm not. I'm just pointing out that you're better than that. I'm pointing out that there's more of a purpose for your life. And it's possible to find the true self in that. It's huge. It's amazing too. Amazing. I know it doesn't seem possible. It seems weird. That's because we're conditioned to think like that. We're domesticated, as he puts it in the 4 Agreements. Love that. So pickleball, good stuff, man. Number 7. Wait, did I already do? How did I get walking here twice? Okay, apparently I put going on a walk twice in here. I told you I didn't spend a lot of time on this because I got a packed day today. So number 7 is a walk. I already said that. So technically I don't have a dozen. I only have 11 because I repeated that one. But let's move on to 8, the podcast. I love doing the podcast. The podcast has saved my ass, period. I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'm doing it right now. I love it. It's therapy for me. It's fun. It's creative. It's serving thousands of people. You know, we have over 2.1 million listeners. That's insane to me. 2.1 million listeners. Absolutely crazy. A little podcast that started 6 months out of rehab. Like, come on. And that's not me. It just is. It's just something that God's doing. And I get to like operate it today. That's the way I see it. So I love it. It's so much fun to me. It's genuine fun. Connecting with people. I've met so many awesome people through the podcast. I've had opportunities to do so many fun things and just build relationships with people. And it's been awesome. And I love it. And it's genuinely fun. Number 9 is pretty general, but create. I guess technically it's 8, but I won't get technical. It's like, I hate when people say, well, back in wait a minute, was it 1962 or was it 63? You know what? Actually, I think it was 1967. Nobody gives a shit about what year it was. Just get to the point. Just like nobody cares what number it is, Raymer. We don't care if it's 8 or 9. Just go. Okay, create. That's what it is. It's create. Just be creative. I love to create. Love creating stuff. Love drawing. Did a little exercise with the family the other day. It was actually quite fun. Sat down at the table. Jess had a verse in her daily devotional that we talked about. And basically it was, what do you think the Spirit of God is? And she had some canvases set up for all 4 of us at the table. Kids, Lucy, Cash, me, Jess. And she got the paint out. Moms, they're good about bringing the paint out. We're going to do an exercise. We're going to do an exercise right now. It's just the season we're in. We're going to just spend some time together as a family. And we're going to do this exercise. You know what I'm saying though. And I love it. I'm poking fun a little bit, but I absolutely love it. It was so fun to spend time. And then I painted this picture and the kids painted their picture, their description, their idea, their creation of what they thought the Spirit is or was and what it means. And it was a ton of fun. It was a great experience. It was a great moment that we got to spend together. Genuine fun. Genuine fun. Shit that means something. It has substance. You remember it. The next one, I was going to say number 10, but I just got on myself. I almost said clown to myself. Do you remember that? Oh, this motherfucker got clowned, son. Do you remember that? He got clowned. It was clowned. He got molded. Is it molded or molded? He molded him, or you got molded, son. All the old school words. Here I go, making myself old again. You old dirty butt. Old dirty, I almost said old dirty bastard. I don't know why. ODB. All right, next one, entrepreneurship. Who out there listening is an entrepreneur? You would consider yourself somebody who, because this kind of goes with create. You want to create something that is got that entrepreneurial spirit in it. And when you can do something like that, that helps people, man, amazing. That's like one of the top of the things on my list too, is that entrepreneurial spirit. We're constantly working with the kids on that. Cash has got a little business, a dog walking business. You know, Lucy is in the process of creating a cupcake business. You know, Jess has her own different companies that she's been involved with, that she has used and worked with and sold, and had this entrepreneurial spirit. Same with me. Man, I love it. That is fun to me, trying to figure out different ways to do things, different ways to help people, different ways to create. All right, 2 more. We're going to wrap it up. Coaching. This is a big one. Obviously, right now I've done a couple podcasts lately on coaching, baseball, softball. I'm realizing how much I love coaching. And it doesn't mean that when you're a coach that you know everything, that, if you're going to, a lot of people, and I thought this too, I was going to say, a lot of people think, and it's not a lot of people, it's me included in there, but like I always thought, and a lot of people think this, in order to be a coach or to be somebody who helps guide people, you need to have all the answers about it. You need to have it all figured out. You need to do it to a T. And that's the only way you're worthy enough to do that. And that's just absolute bullshit. I don't have all the answers, but God's put me in a position where I can help people and I can coach people, from my kids, doing baseball, all the way up to helping dudes cut out alcohol and find what they love to do in life, and a bunch of shit in between, at work, in the corporate space. Had a great meeting, a pre-production meeting yesterday with a team who I'm helping to build out their podcast messaging that's going to go out to thousands of people, and how we need to strategize to do that. What does that look like? What do we title it? Who's our audience? I mean, going and coaching them in how to do this in the best way to maximize that podcast, that messaging, and to get the return that they want. That's the kind of shit I love to do. And I'm realizing how much I love to do that the more that I do it. And the more I do it, the better I get at it. So coaching is something that is genuinely fun to me. And I hope, as I'm going down this list, before I get to the last one, what I want to say is, what do you like to do that's fun? What do you have in your past, your present, your future that you want to try, that you've tried, you want to revisit, or that you want to try? Did that make sense? You know what I'm getting at. Make a list yourself. What are some things you like to do to have fun? And then post that list somewhere. That's a great little exercise, little tool to do. So I want to encourage you guys to do that. Start thinking about it. And when you get a minute, even if it's on your phone, jot them down. What are some things you do for fun that can help you build on and not have to go back to alcohol, to drinking, whatever. All right, the last one, man, I've said this, like, this is my favorite. I love doing all this shit in here. Obviously, it wouldn't be on my list. This is a Caribbean NoCo right now I'm drinking. I just polished it off. I just polished it off. Damn, I'm so old today. I just feel like I'm 40-year-old. But I feel like I'm 20, dude. Like, what the hell? All right, last one is golf. I love some golf. I post about it on the social media. I talk about it on the podcast. I've been playing a lot lately. Although, shout out to my good buddy Jeremy. Jeremy White was on the podcast, Pastor Jeremy, just a few weeks back. Invited me to play in a golf tournament recently, the Levin tournament, which was awesome. And it's just such a great cause. Great people, but the weather, man, was terrible. It was like the windiest day ever. We played at Green Valley Country Club. It's a private course, so this is the first time I've ever played there. You have to be a member to play there. I'm not a damn member at the country club, but I got invited out for the tournament, so hell yeah, I'm going to go play. So that was awesome. But the weather, the course is hard, period, but the weather was terrible, which made it even worse. But still had a great time. You got to have fun playing golf regardless, even if it's windier than shit. Tons of good food, tons of good people. Genuine fun without alcohol. Genuine fun. Had a few chews when I was out there. Actually had some Copenhagen because they were out of the skull. So, for me, hey, everyone has vices. We need to be careful, obviously, about them for sure, but we're not perfect. We're not saints, but for me, alcohol was and is my issue, and I'm not touching it, and I don't need to touch it. I need to be conscious in this moment. I need to be conscious in my life. I need to continue to grow. I have visions, dreams, things I want to do. I've disconnected from the expectations of those things because those create suffering when they don't get met. So another thing I'm working on. And what I'm realizing as I'm talking this out is all this stuff is just continuous practice. So we practice working a program. If that's what it is, we practice golfing, we practice coaching, we practice podcasting, we practice walking because we do it a lot. We practice whatever we do. It's a continued practice, continued growth. And when we're not numbed out and when we're conscious, when we're not having alcohol rob us of all that, it's 100% possible to have fun without alcohol. And there it is. So I hope something spoke to you today. I appreciate you tuning in. Follow us on Instagram at That Sober Guy Podcast. Download the Locals app. It's on all the app platforms and join us. That Sober Guy Podcast on Locals. Hop in there. Be part of the fellowship. Shout out to all the listeners out there, everyone who's followed the show. Thank you so much. If you want to quit drinking, go over to quitdrinkingdude.com. We got the 30-day course there. All the resources can be found at thatsoberguy.com. Peace, love, and respect. Keep your blood clean. Love you guys.